Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Shaylin with 8-Bit Co-op, and I am back with another episode of Pillars of Eternity. If you recall, in our last episode, we had completed Magrensborg and we had moved on to Anslog Compass. So we are going to see what we can find to get in trouble around here in Anslog Compass. This is a different setting than we've had previously, so... Two villagers stand by one side of the tide pools. They are breathing harshly, clearly winded, and look up nervously as you approach.
How do you do?
If you're here to fish, as we were, stranger, you may want to avoid the compass proper. The dwarven woman points to the southeast. Her companion shakes his head. A lot of ships wind up spread across the rocks here, so we didn't think much of the wreckage until we heard something. A terrible noise. I thought maybe it was a survivor. What is wrong with my speaking today? That's craziness. But he wasn't alive. Moving, but not truly alive, she shudders. It was awful. You said there are a lot of shipwrecks here? The woman nods. All the time. It's a lovely place, but dangerous as anything to sail. Good fishing most days. She wipes her brow. I think we'll look further up the coast next time. What do you mean? What did you see? Corpses. Walking corpses. We don't want any part of it, whatever the cause. Might be we can find something in these tide pools, and then we're headed straight home. Okay, thanks for the information, for the little headsy up. Good tidings to ye. Wait, did you hear that? Okay, what did we hear? We heard Zarips, which we are going to take our entire group and try to nail the Zarip. Gods, what a mess. Thank you for your help, stranger. No, thank you.
Easy now.
So let's go ahead and loot the Zarip. And then kind of sneak around where are we oriented on the map. Okay, we are in the upper corner, so... Let's go ahead, first of all, put it on fast forward while we're sneaking. And go over here and see if there's anything we can deal with over here. Okay. Oh, I almost missed that. With turquoise. And let's drop the letter with him because he has been the keeper of our letters recently. Okay. Now we will go ahead and continue on to the eastward. Another Zarip. I have a feeling we are going to be seeing Zarips, many of them, if this has any indication. Okay, so let's see if we can't get a necrotic something or other going off. Here. No. Let's change that necrotic something or other to... here. Okay, so we want the entire party. We want to focus fire this time. We don't want anybody going down.
Not getting through me.
Okay. And it looks like we have Zarbs just wandering into our little circle here, which is good because that means we don't have to go and find them. Okay, a quarterstaff. Increased reach, but right now we have a lot of people who are not even reaching at all. So that's good.
Alright then.
Hey, babe! I forgot to hide. Sneaky sneak. Okay. Clamshells and crab carapaces litter the coals. Let's see. This looks like a camp almost. Like a one of them camp. A Zarup camp. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, a fine Arbalast. And then another letter. Okay, so let's go ahead... Ooh! And read these letters. Page from his travels. Fulvano's letter. Let's read a page from his travels first. I met a helpful Deerwood woman while in Gilded Vale. She was an invaluable guide during my time in that sorry village, and agreeable to accompany me some part of the way to our Anslog's compass. We parted ways in the wilds known as Magran's Fork, but I gave her my amulet so that she might remember me fondly. Perhaps I will return to those lands someday, after all. Fulvano's letter. How is it so grand a journey as mine should lead me here? The people of Deerwood call this pitiable lagoon a sight to see, but all I have experienced here is misfortune. I thought to explore the cavern by the waters, only to discover it was home to sporlings. There's a cavern. I want to go find it. I wanted to see the vaunted compass and lost the bulk of my letters when I tripped over some driftwood. And at last I made my way to inspect the dragon skulls nearby, only to be menaced by some foolish little Zarups. I will return to Gilded Vale as soon as I catch my breath. At least the Zarups do not appear to have followed. That's not a good ending. So let's go ahead and drop these where these shall be dropped. And then I think that... Yep, there's the Air Blast. There's a fine greatsword, and there's a thing in there. So let's see. He has a short sword and shield. What else do the rest of them have? She has her bow. He has a crossbow. She has a bow, and he is just Durance the Awesome, so he thinks he can carry nothing. So I'm going to put this there, move this over here, give him that so that he can do some long-range damage if need be. Oh no, stay there. She has a sword. This is a fine sword, so in the event that she needs to do some up close, I want to go ahead and give her a... Let me see. 0.35 interrupt, slash. That fine sword's better than this at this point. However, this converts hit to graze and drowns, so... Okay. He has a fine dagger in one hand, so I'm going to go ahead and actually switch these two. So that if he does have to fight two-handed, or does have to fight... Oh wait, she doesn't have one at all. So I'm going to go ahead and give her this dagger. And he has two weapons. So everybody now has two weapon sets, which makes me happy. It doesn't take much to make me happy. Just, you know, two dagger sets. Or two weapon sets, two dagger sets. Silly, silly girl. Okay, so let's bring him... Oh, a gull. I wonder what a gull is. It looks like a sea creature of some sort. Let's go ahead in and... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to swap his to this real quick. Have him shoot him. Just have them all attack this right now.
Hey.
It's not working.
I just want to see... Ooh, I can't see anything when I'm way down there, can I?
Hey.
Now I want him to go ahead and transition back to his sword.
Of course.
That looks like a pretty...
Nice and quiet.
Let me see. What does he do with that? Did he even hit? That's 34 pierce damage. That's not bad. Let's see how that measures up to... No, we want everybody. You can't go on alone, sillies. Here's another goal. Or 4, you know. What's fun without one, without four? That's just how that goes. Don't we know that? That's a goal. I'm going to have him go ahead and go after that one for her. I'm going to see if I can't tanglefoot these back here. Now, let's see. Let's king me. I just always wanted to say king me, honestly. And okay, so it did not work out well that I went ahead and tether-footed them back here. However, hopefully, if you see it, I'm hoping that if anybody goes, well, if anybody would have went back there, I was hoping that they would have gotten caught in the mess. Let's get everybody together. Vessel flesh. Flesh of a vessel. Okay. Shh. What does this say? At the center of a ring of jagged stone, this boulder casts long shadows across the sand as the sun moves overhead. So that seems pretty much like a little, or in this case, a very big, what are those things called? Sundial! Ah. Let's pull them together. Oh, that's why I wanted them to move as a group. You always have them move as a group, just in case. These ones look like they can be taken out pretty easily, so I'm going to save my spells and such. Okay. Let's go ahead, sneaky cheese, and see what we can open up in all of these boxes. Start here. Oh my, and we get a plethora of armor. Which we like plethoras of armor. Okay, what's over here? And then this person can go check. I thought there was something down here that was glowy glowy.
Of course.
Nope, looks like we got everything down there. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason this game, because it doesn't happen in any other game. Oh, there's a buried patch. Amethyst. And page from his travels. Let's give that to our priest so that he can go ahead and tell us what it says. While traveling west towards Gilded Vale, I encountered a fellow traveler of some considerable intelligence, and we engaged in pleasant conversation. It came to light that the poor fellow had the most execrable pair of boots upon him. I gave him one of my spare sets that he may better appreciate Valian craftsmanship. May they serve him well, for he said he intended to cross the wilderness known as the Black Meadow. I cannot imagine it as a pleasant place. So we can look for someone running across that area. What armor? Okay, so this is a DR7. That's a DR3. However, I don't want to reduce his recovery. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw this in here. Now let's see who does not have a brain covering. There you go. And you know what? I'm sorry. It's cute and all, but I can't deal with those horns on her head anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and quick save. As you can see, we covered the Zarp's camp. We looked at the dial. Let's see what other trouble we can get into. Can see where we poked his eye out. Okay, we've been up in there, so let's go down through here. More Zarps. And I may be saying that wrong, and you know what? Honestly, I'm perfectly okay with that. Because it's like X-ray, xylophone. They all have the Z sound, so... Except for, like, the Z's. That's an S that has a Z sound. That always used to confuse me. It does not surprise me, however,
Let's keep quiet.
that English, not English, but Americanized English, is some of the hardest languages to learn. It's one of the hardest languages to learn because I'll tell you what, we can jack some mess up when it comes to... Sorry, I just noticed there was this letter. So when it comes to, you know, phonetics. Page from his travels. After several days' journey, it seems my time at last to part ways with my new traveling companion from New Haramar. A pity we could not see the compass together, but perhaps he will have as grand a time in Gearing Grasp. I have given him my gloves for safekeeping, for I will hardly need them in such fine weather. Now, here's the thing. If I do recall, he did not make it, because as you can see, I have Fulvano's gloves. And we took him off that dead body up the top. What is over here? So, my poor fellow did not have as good of a time as you did. Okay. Let's see. A couple more Zarps. Dispatch. Okay. And they just stand around like, hey, what's up? What you doing? Let's chill and... Oh, what's that over there? See, I would have never noticed that. Never would have noticed that. But it's cave coral. Speaking of a cave, look what we got here. We have a cave. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take
I'm here. I shall.
this guy out and kind of see if we can't... Okay, so I see sporling. These are the sporlings that we were told about. I wonder if I could hit one. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pause that. Oy vey! And to bring him back here and move him out there. Okay, so for him, I want to try... I think we're gonna catch him too. Oh, we didn't, thank goodness. But he caught holy Hades doing that. He caught Hades running back and doing that. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna move everybody up. I want her to throw that down to increase our endurance. And I want him to go ahead and do his iconic projection. Amplified thrust. Let's throw it off of him. And try to get that one off of him. And he is moving down here because he is nearing the end of his days. Oh man. That is crappy luck for him. It looks like together You know, the sporelings aren't that difficult. However...
Yes?
Okay. So let's get them looted, because I saw a real big plant in the back, and I just have this huge feeling. You know what? Let me see. I have not looked at any crafting so far. See if we can't craft something for the next fight to make it a little bit easier for him. Nature's Mark. FOE. So it's for the foe. AoE, 10 deflection, 10 reflex. Oh, that might be good. That's going to be very good when it comes to getting them. Let's see if we can get this one. Another one of these. Let's make a couple of these. Oh, I don't have any more money. Okay, so now while we're sitting here, especially for him, Prayer Fear, what is his lure? Not lure as in fishing lure, lure as in lore. Able to use level 2 scrolls. Okay, so he can actually use these. But so can she. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here. That's Iron Skin, so you know where Iron Skin goes. Let me see what I just took off of there. Power. I'm going to give her the potion of power. Eldritch Aim I'm going to give to him. The beer as well. And Fleet Feet. I love that. That's kind of cool. Minor Endurance. Minor Endurance. That's minor regeneration. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off. And he seems to have some difficulty staying alive, but he already has some. I'm going to put it with her for now, because with her I want some of these traps up there. Okay. Now let's see if we can't sneak in here and clear this cave. Okay, so we do see there's the dank spore. And I am going to go ahead and change his weapon.
Hey.
Okay, so... And then I'm going to try to do as much of this distance-wise as possible. Oh, yay. I am already confused. I don't even know who I are. Okay, so... him, I'm going to go ahead and start casting some spells. And hopefully he is now confused. However,
alright then.
I'm going to go ahead and look around the area. Ain't nothing a little money can't buy. Another arbalest. I know I'm saying that so wrong. I know I am. Moss and mold cover the bones like a blanket. They smell earthly and wet. And gross and moldy. And all those other things that come with wet allergens. Okay, so let's go ahead out. And with that, I think that that's enough for this episode. We've run into a lot of creatures. We've gone ahead and cleared a cave. So I'm going to go ahead and call it for this episode and go and complete the lower portion of Anslog Compass and move on from there. So Appreciate you taking the time to watch the next installment of Pillars of Eternity, and I will see you in the next one.